All right, so hopefully this will help with number 15 for the test review. You were given a question that asked you to find possible samples of size n for a certain population, and the size you were given for n was 2, and the population had to do with load bearing, and you were given these values, and so this is your population, this set of values. Okay, so before we start doing the samples of size 2, we're going to find the population mean and the population standard deviation, which you can do in your calculator. Oops, sorry. So we're going to go to Stat, Edit, and clear your list. Okay, and your list is going to consist of the numbers from the population. Okay, so I'm going to type in 64, 48, 19, 79, 56. And then to get the statistics or the mean and the standard deviation, you go to Stat again, go over to Calc, and you want 1 var stats because we're just talking about the one variable right now. And I have to tell mine in this line here that I'm talking about list 1, so your screen might look slightly different. Okay, so see how it gives you the mean here and the standard deviation here. So we have a mean of 53.2 and a standard deviation of 19.9, and these are for the population. Okay, so to do samples of size 2 and find the mean of each, you want to kind of do them in numeric order. So samples of size 2 from this population are basically thinking these numbers are in a hat and you're pulling out 2 numbers total, one at a time with replacement. So for example, if I pulled out the 19 and then I'd put it back in, and I could in theory then get that 19 again. Okay, so that'd be my first sample. Then I'd put that 19 back. Sorry, it's getting erased. Let's say I got a 19 again. You kind of want to do this systematically. So then I'd have 48 as the next possible number, 19, and then I could get a 56, and then a 19 and 64, and so forth. And then go through and you could start with 48. You could get 19, you could get 48, and 48, and so forth. And you kind of go through and do that until you'd have all of them. So it'd be kind of a big list. And then you'd find the means of each one. So 19 plus 19 divided by 2 would be 19. 19 plus 48 divided by 2 is, I forget, 33.5, and so forth. Okay, and so then you would calculate your 1 var stats on this column. So you could put this in, say, list 2, and again, find the mean and the standard deviation of this list. What you should get is the mean, let me write this as the mean of the sample means, so with the notation there. It is always the same as the mean of the population. Okay, so these are the same. And then the standard deviation of the sample means is going to be the standard deviation of the population divided by the square root of the sample sizes that you're taking out. So in this case, that's 2. So the square root of 2. So 19.9 divided by the square root of 2 is approximately 14.1. So what you should notice is that the means are the same and the standard deviation is just smaller because you're taking out these smaller sample sizes. If you have any further questions, please send me an email.